All right, what is this? What the hell are you dressed up for?
You just did a whole video dressed up. I can't do it too?
Well, I had an excuse. I was going on a date. What's your reasoning?
I mean, actually, this is uncomfortable. I hate this shit. Oh my God, that's so much better. What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. God, I feel so much better now. So Jesse did do a video where he talked about his only exercises for looking good. Right? It was more of an aesthetic-driven video, but we did get some questions. Jeff, what were your choices? I don't listen to Jesse. What were your choices? Well, I actually want to start at the top. We're going to start with the chest. What are my only 3 exercises that I believe you need if you're looking to create an aesthetic chest? Now, I'm not saying the strongest chest, I'm not saying even the biggest chest, but the most aesthetically complete chest. For me, there's 3 choices. As a matter of fact, one might surprise you. But like Jesse, I also am going to start with a bench press variation, but for me, I'm going to prop this thing up because I want you to do an incline bench press. Now the deal is, as I pointed out in my chest exercise ranked video, you want to get that incline to about 30 degrees to get the upper chest involvement. But we know we're also going to be getting that sternal portion of the chest too. Most people don't have a developed upper chest, especially if you're just wearing clothes. You're going to want that little bit of cleavage that sticks out near your collarbone to look good. Doing this exercise is going to give you the opportunity to do that. Now, I like the dumbbell version of this because I don't want to necessarily be limited in the amount of adduction I can get. Even though I just get a little bit of extra adduction with the dumbbells, it's enough to give me a better contraction. And remember, aesthetically, contraction is going to be key when it comes to developing the muscle. And so for exercise number 2, I'm going to also agree with Jesse, at least a little bit. He had a crossover as one of his choices because we know how important getting adduction is to creating a good chest contraction when we're actually trying to develop that aesthetically good-looking chest. However, I'm going to change the positioning rather than what Jesse did. Instead of going from a low to high position, I'm going from a high to low. And what we do is we get more of that lower chest fibers, the abdominal head of the pecs, working here. And the reason is because we're actually using a neurological pattern that's a little bit more favorable for us. We're using the D2 pattern rather than something called the D1 pattern. When you go from low to high, D1 is going to be a little bit more compromised. You're not going to be able to lift as much weight. Again, not the biggest concern here since strength isn't the focus, but you're going to get a better overall contraction by going with the D2 pattern, and it's going to give you better overall development of your lower chest to, guess what, complement the upper chest we just built with the first exercise. Now, of course, we don't just stop at midline when we're trying to do this exercise because we know if we're looking for a complete contraction, you have the option to bring your arms over the top of each other to get more adduction and hence a better contraction. But now, I still got one more left, and this is where I might surprise you. And that is we're going back to the bench again and we're going to flatten it out, but this time not to perform a flat dumbbell bench press, but rather a pullover. And you're probably thinking, a pullover for your 3 best chest exercises? Yes. See, a lot of old school bodybuilders knew the benefits of the pullover as it applied to the chest, and all we have to do is simply look to the science to realize that they were right if you understand the science. So when we do the pullover, the biggest difference here is how you carry the dumbbell in space. I've talked about this before. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you're not flaring your elbows out. Because as soon as you flare your elbows, you preset this exercise to work better for the lats. That might be where those that say this doesn't work the chest are sort of basing their argument from. But we can turn this into a chest exercise by straightening those arms out. And if you straighten the arms out and really reach back behind your head, look at the position that you're in. You're ultimately winding up when you get to the top in a position with your arms out in front of your chest, which is the same position you're going to wind up in at the end of a bench press. This is one of the functions of the chest. But actually, if you look at what happens to the elbows, I'm actually getting more adduction of the upper arm in relation to the torso. Again, a function of the chest. We keep the tension on at the very top to make sure that the exercise continues to deliver the results that we're looking for. It's another exercise that's great for hitting that upper chest cleavage area. Even though we're taking the arms downward, we still are winding up with our arms relatively high, right, above shoulder level, and that's where we know that those upper chest fibers are going to be most activated. Beyond that, guys, we can add in one additional benefit here by simply keeping those arms extra long and reaching at the top. We get that all-important serratus, which is almost the underwire for men of your chest. If you can develop this muscle, it supports the lower pec, and it makes your lower pec look amazing. The combination of all 3 of these exercises creates the perfect opportunity to at least aesthetically look good. Jesse, you're not the only one. In anything you wear, this is how we're going to target the chest. And so there you have it, guys, my 3 exercises for creating that chiseled chest look no matter what you're wearing. Speaking of this, I don't have to wear this every time we make one of these videos, do I, Jesse? I think I'm going to burn them for now. Guys, the fact is, you do your own experimentation. What are your favorite exercises? Leave them in the comments below. In the meantime, if you're looking to put the science behind whatever exercises you do select, I do that all the time. They're included in all of our programs. Head over to ATHLEAN-X.com to choose yours. If you found the video helpful, make sure you leave your comments below. If you like the series, tell me you want more. And also, make sure you click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video when we put one out. All right, guys, see you soon.